What's going on, guys? It's Lewis here with Cryptolete, and in today's video we're going to be going over a few coins, or more than a few coins, all of these, a lot of coins basically, because I have to redo them. I'm going to be doing technical analysis on Bitcoin, and then I'm going to post this video, and then I'm going to do the technical analysis on Ethereum, XRP, Link, Litecoin, EOS, XLM, LOOM, BAT, ZRX, XTC, ALGO, and just like basically all of these to see where the general market is and to see if there's any good trading opportunities. Before I get into that, though, I want to share something else. I am creating a $1,000 to $1 million or 10 Bitcoin challenge, whichever one comes first, $1 million or 10 Bitcoins. This obviously is not like some fly-by-night thing. This is basically going to encompass, I don't know, it could be 10 years. Who knows how long this is going to take, but I decided to do a $1,000 to $1 million challenge. I thought it would be very, very cool, especially considering that other people have said that they were going to do these type of challenges, and they always fell short, or they just were liars and didn't really help you understand like how they actually did everything. And I want to be as transparent as possible and show you, like, okay, I'm doing the analysis. Here's the analysis. Now I'm putting my trade into 3 commas or into Binance or into Coinbase or whatever. Now I'm putting it into my trade journal, and I want to show you every single step of the way, and basically how I do everything. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be updating my $1,000 to $1 million or 10 Bitcoin challenge on my Twitter page. This is my Twitter page. If you're not familiar, it's Lewis Raskin, aka Cryptolete, at Lewis Raskin. And yeah, so there's that. And then I also have my blog. If you are not part of the Crypto Mastery course and VIP, then I have my blog, and you could find this video along with other crypto reports and other videos over here, or you can join the Cryptolete VIP by going to cryptolete.com, and you'll come to this page, and you'll have a bunch of options down, if you scroll down, on whether you want to be here for, or whether you want to join up for 3 months, 6 months, a year, or lifetime access. So that is that. Finally, I have the crypto report. So what this is a report. I want it to be a weekly report that goes out every week that gives you analysis into different cryptocurrencies, different options. So like I have Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and basically I just go over coins and I post the screenshot of it in here, and then I give a possible setup right here. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going over the different coins, and I highlight them, and then the ones that I highlight, let's say that something is coming up to a support or resistance level, or there's some action that's going on, I will simply highlight it. So let's say that's XTZ, or I know BAT, so BAT's coming up, so I could just click this button, it will highlight it red, and then that will go into my red list, and then I will take my red list coins, and I will put them into the crypto report, and then I will send out the crypto report along with this video, so that if you want to watch the entire video, which is over an hour long, you could do that to get all the details, or you can just simply read through the report, which should take you 5 to 15 minutes to do that and see where things go. So that's the update. Now I'm going to get into my analysis. So we're going to start with Bitcoin, and then go from there. So I have my USDT, first things first, I have my USDT market scan as my layout, and this is going to save all of my charts for all of the symbols and intervals in this particular layout. And then I have my USDT market scan watch list. This watch list, what it is it's all of the coins that are on Coinbase, that comes first and they get priority. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Link, Litecoin, EOS, XLM, LOOM, BAT, ZRX, XTZ, ALGO, Bitcoin Cash, Civic Dash, DNT, ETC, GNT, Mana, Rep, and Zcash, aka ZEC. All of these coins are on Coinbase. I put them up first because they get priority because Coinbase is the US, most popular US exchange. And then after that, I have all of the other coins that are listed on Binance in alphabetical order from all the way from ADA all the way down to ZIL. So my goal is to basically just go through all of these, and then obviously I will red list the ones that are coming up. I'll have alerts set for you and my VIP members, and then I'll update the VIP in the chat, in the private Telegram group. So now that you have a good understanding of what's going on, let's start doing the analysis. So we have Bitcoin. Obviously, we're going to start out with Bitcoin, and this was my original Bitcoin graph. You can see I had the triangle right here, the descending triangle, which broke through, and we've literally just been waiting and waiting and waiting for around 7,400 to get here. It still has not, nothing has hit, so we're still waiting. And let's just do this right now and make sure that it's in this layout. So we have Bitcoin. What happened? Ran up to 20K, ran down to 3,100 or 3,337 is this point right here. So the lowest point, 3,128 is the lowest point. So what I did was I took the Fibonacci from the top here to the bottom here, and looked for the 61.8, which is right here, and then looked for confluence to the left, which was this big, heavy resistance on the monthly, and we drew the line there, and so we took our profits on Bitcoin here, and then now we're looking to, now we're looking to get back in. So what I did was I took the Fibonacci from the bottom to the top, and I look for the 61.8. So the 61.8 is 7,231. So I have, 7,231. Is there any confluence around this area? Well, if you look left, this is the big monthly support right here, and that is around 7,427. So not too far, above the 61.8. If you look left again, you could see there was resistance right here for the monthly, and some support, some resistance. So there's a lot of confluence. If we go down into the weekly, though, we could probably get a little bit more. And I just want to contrast this with my previous graph that I created. Just make sure that everything is sort of, everything's sort of there. It's the same thing. Pretty much the same thing. Yes, 7,400. So we got this level. Yeah. So are there any other levels that are significant? Well, there are. There's the 6,000 range right here. This is highlighted as well. So if this original level, the 61.8 level, doesn't get hit, then it's going to, I'm going to think like, well, where's the next level? And the next level is usually, if you're using strictly Fibonacci, it's a 78.6. But I'm going to say, the 6,100 region, because it has so much support over here, is going to be the next logical, the next logical reason, level. So I'm going to put an order in for around this level of 6,400, and that's going to be where my first big buy order is. I'm also, for Bitcoin, what I'm doing is I'm weighted dollar cost averaging in. So I'm simply just buying in every single week. And if the price is lower, next week, then I'll put in even more money. And if it's lower the week after that, then I'll add even more money than what I did before. And I'll keep on adding bigger increments of money every single week that the price goes down. And then when the price starts turning around, and if the price is higher, and when the price goes higher, I'll start putting less and less in. And that'll give me the average lowest price that I could possibly have without, putting everything in at once. And that's really my game plan for Bitcoin, is to do that, and to also buy in a lot at, you know, the 7,410 and, or I guess 7,430, and then also buy in at 6,110 if it does get down here, along with my weighted dollar cost averaging. So that's basically what we had. We had the descending triangle. It broke through, heavy, you know, breaking through here. Like I've mentioned before, I didn't like it stopped right here on day one, and I did not think that one day after a huge consolidation, you know, multi-month consolidation of this triangle being formed, I didn't think that one day was going to be the only day that it was going to take to start a rebound. Usually when it breaks in the direction of the trend of the, you know, that's going to be the trend, and it looks like it's forming some sort of symmetrical triangle, which is a continuation pattern. So I'm looking at it like this, and I'm looking for this pattern right here to break down even more. And if this does break down even more, it's looking like it, it's looking like it may even break down below the 7,430 level. So we're looking at let me get this here, looking at least a 5, you know, at least a 6% drop from this area, but it may certainly go down even more, possibly down to, you know, this level on the daily. And this is actually even more confluence, because it not only had resistance, but it also had support here. So 7,230 to 7,410. This is the area that I want to be getting in on. You know, definitely I want to be getting in around this area, and then also, like I mentioned, down here. So that's basically Bitcoin right there. I have my alerts. I have my alerts set right here. You know, coming to the 61.8 of the monthly macro long-term Fibonacci. So I'll update my group when I get in there, and that's Bitcoin. And let's just double check, make sure there's nothing else going on. Yeah, nothing else really going on. The 200 MA is still all the way down here. So if it breaks, basically if it breaks here, then the next place that I want to be getting in is the 200 MA on the weekly, and that's where I would basically just go all in and you know, just be like, hey, I believe in Bitcoin. I believe that Bitcoin is going to be, you know, at least $100,000, or, you know, it's going to go up in value. It's not going to stay at $4,000, $5,000 for very long, especially with all of the, you know, new institutions that are coming in and the big players at the New York Stock Exchange that are now accepting Bitcoin. So I want to buy in as much as I can. This is like my personal, like, sell my car, like, just do everything that I could possibly do to get as much money as possible, and put it all into Bitcoin at this 200 MA, because this is where it bounced off of the last 2 times. So it's obviously a major support. And then we have that. So that's Bitcoin. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload this to Instagram, and then I'm going to get to ETH and XRP and Link and all of these other coins. All right, so now we have Bitcoin. Now we're moving on to Ethereum. As you can see, I need to redo this chart. So this was my previous chart, and what you can see is that if we start out on the monthly, we could go up here, label the top, and I will label this as a solid line. My monthly is a solid line. Label the bottom right here, and see if there's anything else, any other significant levels. Definitely right here's a significant level on the monthly, and yeah, these are pretty, this one seems like it could be a significant level as well. So we have these 3 levels on the monthly, and then you have the Fibonacci. I remember the Fibonacci was a weekly thing on Ethereum. I think it was right here. So if you take it from the bottom to the top, yeah, see, it was perfectly lined up with the 61.8, and then the 78.6, and then even the 88% right here. So this was the Fibonacci from this level to this level. So then we take the Fibonacci from the top to the bottom, and we look for certain levels that we will definitely want to take our profits at. This one right here, 519 is huge, so let's bring that down. Yeah, and this is a weekly level, so I'm going to make this a dashed line, and I'm going to put in a red box for this level, and I'm going to say red. I'm going to put an alert. I'm going to say coming up to the 38.2% fib retracement of entire move down. Take profits here. I'm not going to have a end date for that because who knows when that's going to actually get there. And this is for 500 and it's 514 is the price. So I'm gonna have it at what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have it at 495. So I'm gonna put it right there, and then I'm gonna start. I'm just gonna take my profits at that level. Between 495 and 514. So that's number one. This is right here. Is obviously this is the biggest resistance is right here. As you can see, there was a huge resistance right here. So I'm gonna make an alert right here, and I'll make that alert for 300, and I'll make it at 349. And what I'll do is I'll say 23.6% Fibonacci retracements of entire move down. Take your profit here. I'm also going to say plus lots of previous resistance. So this is a take profit area right here, obviously. And this, I'm going to have this one be open-ended as well because I don't know when it's going to come up to this level, So these are the two major resistance levels. And then I always look at the 61.8, and 61.8 is $788. So I'm going to create another level right there. And I'm just going to adjust this real quickly like this. There you go. And you know what? I'll paste this right in there. And I'm going to create another alert for 769 is what I'll do. 769, and I'll say coming to the 61.8% Fibonacci retracements of entire structure down. Take your profits here. Oh, and I'll also put plus there's previous resistance. So now I have all this, and so I have my alert in right here for when it comes up here. I have my alert in right here for when it comes up here, and I have my alert in right here for when it comes up here. And then after that, I will have to readjust. So that is really good right now. We have all of our resistance levels, and now for support, it's at the support, but the way things are looking, it's looking like it's going to come back down. Could come all the way back down to $80. However, if Ethereum gets to $100, I'm going all in into Ethereum at 100, and that's it, because I think with Casper and Plasma and Ethereum 2.0 coming out in 2020, I could very, very, very well see Ethereum surging up, getting a 4, 5, 6x. So if, or maybe a 7x, maybe an 8x from the lows once Ethereum 2.0 comes out, from $100 up to almost $800. It's a 7.8x, right? So I'm going to basically go all in at $100 if Ethereum reaches $100, which is not that far away. And then I'll just trade on. It's 40%, so another 40% drop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise this up here, and wow, look at this. So this is the all-time low is $83.74, and then this is the $100 mark is this low right here. So 125 is even a good level, but I think it'll come back down. It looks like 105.79 is really the place it's gonna be, somewhere around 100. So I'll probably get in at 106. So I'm gonna put a green box right here, and I'm going to put an alert, and I'm going to say Ethereum is nearly at $100. Get in, at 106, and just hold. Ethereum 2.0 is coming out in 2020, and there will be Plasma, Casper, and other stories and other advancements that will drive the price up drastically. ETH also has the first mover advantage for alts. One of the biggest names. Almost, I think it has the most developers working on the project, and a near infinite war chest to continue developing, or developments. No, I like developing. Yeah, so I'm gonna say get in. Wait, did I say that already? I think I said that already. Yeah, so we have all this, and I'm going to leave this one open-ended as well, and the price will be 115 when I have that. So that is Ethereum. I'm not gonna buy it right now. Let's see if there's anything else, any other type of big. $12. I don't think it's going down $12. Let's see if there's any other. This is almost like a Head and Shoulders pattern right here. If you see what I'm saying, it almost looks like it come up, create the head, come up, and then falls back down. And I mean, look at that. That's basically what I'm sort of thinking is going to happen. I think that's it for ETH, and because I just don't really see this particular level holding. I really don't. So it's not good. So I'm gonna take that out of there. And this is the next level that I have for Ethereum. Did I have anything over here? Why did I have this in here? Yeah, this is the next level that I'm going to be looking for Ethereum. So I'm going to save this. So now I have my Bitcoin chart. I have my Ethereum chart. And now we'll move on to XRP. So before I do anything, let me just get rid of my Ethereum chart, because there's no more reason to actually have that up on there. So this was it before. And this is it after. So yeah, this one is definitely better. So we're in the range. I will wait for the support to get into Ethereum. The next one we have on our list is XRP. So this is the XRP chart. We could get rid of this Ethereum chart now. Yeah. All right. There's no more need for that. So we have XRP now. What a graph, you know? What a freaking chart, you know? Absolutely crazy. 1 month. This happened in 1 month, and then 1,300% in a month. Absolutely crazy. So there's not enough data, you know, for the monthly. So let's go down to the weekly and make sure that we have this as well. So on the weekly, obviously we have, this is the top. And then it looks like this is the bottom right here. It looks like we're actually, all right, we're at the bottom, but this is sort of the level. I guess this was really the level. This was the lowest low, and it had confluence with all of the previous resistance levels was right here, right? So we're underneath of that now, and this is exactly what, you know, what we talked about before. Said it could go down to 14 cents. So we have this, and yeah, wow, this is really, this is probably the more accurate one, because you need to give more weight to the more recent lows, and there's 1, 2, 3, there's like 3-4 weeks of it hitting the support right here. So just constantly hit it, and this was also the support back here. So lots of confluence for this area. So this area is now an incredibly big resistance, because look at all the support. It used to be huge resistance, and then it used to be huge support, and now it's back to being a resistance area. So let's make this red. And the price really needs to come back above this level in order to be really bullish, you know? Let's see if there's any indicators, though. So the indicators have the, let's put the MACD on here. Let's put the stochastic RSI, the visible range, and the regular RSI up on here. See if there's anything. Wow, yeah, it's looking like it could still go much lower with the RSI not even being in the oversold territory yet. So, and this is only the first part of the M. Usually there's a double, you know, M on the MACD. So, I guess you could say W, and what I mean by that is usually looks something like that. You know, you could see right here, you know, here's the M, and then there's the W, so more room to go down. Let me get rid of this stuff. So, technically speaking, XRP is not looking very good. Let's see what the other one used to look like. You know, it was basically the same thing. We had, Jesus, 2.76 right here. 2.76 is the top, and then we had this area. Really, this is the cleanest type of angle that I'm getting, right? So I would look for, that's pretty much it, something like this, you know? something like that. Yeah, so giant descending triangle. This, honestly, this it's funny because XRP, it's like you were so into XRP, like I guess just, I don't know, not like actually into it as in like a lot of monetary value like into it, like finance into it, but of our portfolio, but like we're just, a lot of people are just so into it. But just looking at this chart, it's just, objectively speaking, terrible. You know, it's just objectively speaking terrible. So yeah, this is the chart, and this is all the way from May 2017. So we have this, although there is another chart for XRP which does go back further, I'm pretty sure, and it just gives some more insight into it. I mean, if you look at it on a log scale, look at this, like, it's sort of crazy. From February to March, in 1 month, it went up 1,000%. A few more months after that, it went up 7,000%, and a few months after that, insane, 50,000% in XRP, right? So this is the graph now, and it's just been slowly dwindling. Wow, the and by the way, this log chart just makes it, it's just different, you know? But you could see there is crazy support. This log chart is scary. Log charts are definitely scary, because this is the auto chart, like, this is a log. But back here, no one even, like, not a lot of people were into it, you know? Very few people got very rich. So I'm sticking with this chart, and I'm sticking with the auto view. See what else is, if there's anything else on here. There was basically 14 cents, just right around here. This is the level. This is the next level. It's a little terrifying, especially because you know that if this breaks, you know, 6 cents is in the books. So chart this, and what I'll do is basically say 25 cents. Oops, I don't want it. What did I just do? Not necessary. I'm going to add alerts at 25 cents. I'm going to say back into resistance. So keep an eye out on XRP. Yeah. So if it comes back up here, have to keep an eye out, because if it comes back into this triangle and this was a fake out, that would be actually pretty bullish. So then you could, you know, get back in. So we have this, and let's see here. I mean, might as well just take the freaking, you can't even really take the Fibonacci though, because this is now the new low, right? Like, this was the low, and I guess you could say this was the low when it got to the 23.6. Did it get there? No, it didn't even get there. So there's not really a low to speak of. Maybe if we go to the daily, get a level. Maybe the monthly? There's no levels over there. What about this? What about putting the monthly? Oops, excuse me. Put this down here. What about doing the monthly? So this is the monthly. So I will add this level as the monthly level, and my monthly levels are single standard lines. And if we do that, it didn't even really reach. It didn't reach any like Fibonacci level. Like, yeah, I just can't. Like, this doesn't work. This doesn't work for me. You know, it's not obvious. Like, there's no obvious level of Fibonacci that it closed on. You could argue it closed on the 23.6 right here, but like, it's too far away for my liking. So I can't even really put this down as a Fibonacci. So we have this, and XRP, yeah, broke below the support, and just waiting for it to either get to new support or go back above. So I'm going to say this, capture, going to XRP. Looks like it's going to close below the major macro support of 25 cents. If it does, then 15 cents is in the cards. Needs to close above 25 cents to have any hope. TAY is hitting that resistance again. Otherwise, not look good right now. Literally exactly what I said. So I said it looks like it's going to close below the major macro support of 25 cents. So now I will say closed below the major macro support of 25 cents. 15 cents is in the cards. Needs to close above 25 cents to have any chance of TA working out for it. So let me add a picture. Now we have XRP in there. I actually forgot to put the Ethereum in there. So I said last time, I said Ethereum was rejected, and it looks like it's heading back to the 100 region. If it gets there, I'll basically go on to ETH because it has such incredible fundamentals. ETH 2.0, Casper, Plasma, most developers, number 2 market cap, etc., etc. If it gets to 106, I will basically all into ETH. Yeah, that's basically what I said. Let me go back over here, and this was my ETH chart right here. So I will just take a picture of this, capture that, add it to my Ethereum, get this out of here. There you go. So now we have Ethereum in here. Looking good. Then we have XRP. We just did XRP. So Link is up next. So let me get rid of my XRP layout that I do not need anymore. Everything is going to be done within this USDT market. Yes, yes, yes. There you go. Link is up next. So we have Link. Link is not looking too bad. Hold on a second. Let me get rid of this. Don't need that anymore. It's just the whole market is looking sort of bad, so that's what makes Link look bad. But like overall, it's not terrible. So this was my previous chart for Link. let's go back here. I'm using Tether on this one, so let's do this. Let's do this. We have the monthly chart up, so monthly right there. Make an alert. I'll say coming into monthly resistance, sell all your link. And I'll have this be open-ended because it's going to be a while before that happens again, and I'll have that at 3.30 because 3.38 is the monthly. So I'll have it just below the monthly resistance. I'll also have the monthly support down here. Looks like, what's a good level for the monthly support? Well, this is probably the best one, to be honest. So I'll say add alerts. Coming into monthly support, buy link. I'll have this one be open-ended as well because you never know when I don't know when it's going to get here. Actually, what I'll do is I'll have this one be expiration. Oh, I guess you can't have it more than a few months, so I'll have it be open-ended. And then we have, let me just do this real quick. This is the support down here. This is the resistance up here. So the resistance in red, okay. Supports in green, obviously, I have noted. And then we go down to the weekly. So on the weekly, you could see it makes a little bit more sense. So what I like to do in these situations is to do the Fibonacci from the bottom to the top and look for the 78.6, and look, we are at the 78.6. so this is an interesting candle. It's a doji, so depending, and it's closing today, so next week will show the direction that this wants to go. Does it want to go down or does it want to go up? That's the question. Lots of volume. It's looking like it sort of wants to go up. We do have this nice 200 MA on the daily chart, and so that's big, and this could be a buying opportunity. 78.6, 200 MA, lots of support, previous support, some resistance over here. So this could be a good buy coming up. I would do this. This is where my stop would be. Man, it's so tough. So tough to decide whether or not you want to do that. I would say getting in at the 200, having your stop be underneath the VPVR lowest point, which is right around there, is would be a good trade. It's the thing is though, it's like it's a good trade, but the probabilities are a little bit lower because of the overall market. Something else that could be done though is taking the Fibonacci from the bottom. Yeah, see, that makes Fibonacci wise, it looks really good unless you take it from the actual like bottom all the way to the top, which could actually be a thing. So let me just restart this real quick. How do I normally do the Fibonacci? Well, I look to see if there was a bounce, you know. So is this right here, is this a good Fibonacci right here? Well, I look at the 61.8 and I see if there was a bounce. Yeah, there sort of was, right? So, and you know, might as well just use the daily because there's enough data. So we did get that bounce right around here on the 61.8, so it doesn't seem like a bad Fibonacci level. However, we also got the bounce off the 61.8 from down here, right? So it's possible that this is the actual Fibonacci, because not only did we get the 61.8 right here, but we got the 38.2 and the 50 and the 61.8. We're not at the 78.6 yet, but the 78.6 lines up really well with 1.352. Man, so I'm almost thinking that 1.3, you know, 1.32, 1.352, that whole area might be the actual thing, because if we take it from here, the 38.2 isn't as clear. The 50 is pretty clear. The 60, it sort of went underneath the 61.8 a little bit. Man, it's sort of tough. So it's tough. Do you want to take it from there? Or do you want to take it from there? Well, one thing that I could do, oh my God, wow. Well, actually, no, this doesn't really work. I was gonna say we could say that there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but that's not proper. I don't think that's proper Elliott wave. Unless, let me just do this real quick. Let me just make sure that this is actually, that this works, or if this works. Ooh, actually it sort of is proper Elliott wave. Because the 3 is longer than the 1, or taller than the 1. And that's what I was concerned about. So yeah, I might have to stick with this. This might be my thing right here. Could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then you take the Fibonacci from the bottom to the top, and then get in at the 61.8, 78.6, or the 88. See, I would get in right here. This is where I got in originally, and then took some profits. But just this alone makes me think that we're gonna reach 78.6. Makes me think that we're gonna reach this level. So damn, this one is a little bit of a tough one. But this, if I'm playing more conservative, this is the level that I would get in at, which would be right here. Previous resistance, 78.6 of this huge run up. It's a tough one. I would probably stack. I mean, the safest thing to do would be to stack orders here, here, and here. Let's just compare it real quick to this one. 0.87. I have a 0.87. This is 0.87 right here. The daily. So for this one, that I use daily is the dotted lines. A lot of this stuff is just like me thinking, you know, you could probably tell. It's just like a lot of me thinking. Link is a strong project though. And there's all of this right here, which makes me think that this was the bottom, which makes me think that this was... Because, you know, like we mentioned, if you take the Fibonacci from... What if we take the Fibonacci from there to there? This was the 78.6, right? Let's see, if this was the bottom, if this was actually the bottom, would anything line up? If this was the bottom, look where the 61.8 lines up. 61.8 lines up exactly on, wow, exactly on the weekly resistance. So that sort of makes me think that this is the bottom, because look how perfectly it lines up. It's sort of insane. 3.38, 3.39. Yeah, that's like almost exactly to the T. If this was the bottom. So because that is such big confluence. And then if we look at the 38.2, this is the whole 38.2 level right here, is a lot of resistance right here. So yeah. Coming up to 38.2 on the Fibonacci retracement on move down, plus those previous resistance, get out. So I have that right here. Oh wait, this isn't the 38.2. This is the this is 38.2. Yeah, this is 38.2 right here. So this is sort of big. Yeah, I'm thinking this might have been the bottom. So if it was, then you could go down to the 4-hour, look for some type of pattern. The problem is, like, look at this freaking pattern that's forming. It's down and then it's a freaking triangle, like a symmetrical triangle, literally continuation pattern. Continuation pattern, down move, triangle, down move. So, and the whole market is sort of in this weird funk right now, so it's just not the most ideal trade, you know? So I don't really have anything on Link because it's just not obvious. You know, the obvious one is, I guess if you want to take something on Link, the obvious thing to do would be to get in at this, and then if it goes underneath here, then that could be That could be a level. And then you could get out at... But this doesn't even look... That doesn't look good, because then it's going to have... I mean, you could try to get one wick down here, you know? That's the only thing that I could see. It's the only thing I could see on this. And then get out at the 23.6 / previous like resistance levels right here, right? So ideal would be getting in at this previous resistance, turn support / 88% Fibonacci retracement on the shorter time on from up here / the 78.6 retracement from down there. This is the most ideal. So fuck it, just do the ideal. I'm just gonna do the fucking ideal. Here's the ideal. If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, I'm fine with that, you know? And then, but, so let's just bring it back out one more time. If this is actually the bottom, you know, down here, the 61.8 is just underneath, you know, it's just underneath the resistance. So maybe that confluence though, that freaking confluence for this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And normally there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Normally there's just 3, 1, 2, 3, but this candle is like very indecisive. So now I'm thinking it might come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and come down here. So this is my super conservative big time trade for Link. So annoying. So freaking annoying. You know what they say? They say if you're not totally sure about something, then don't take it. And I'm just like not totally sure, you know? I'm just not like super sure, and I want to be super sure. So I'm just going to say pretty sure. Yeah, so that's what I think about. That's what I think about Link. It's currently on the 200 moving average on the daily and its previous support. I'm just not completely confident in it. You know, it might go up, but I trade conservatively, and they say if you aren't sure of a trade, better to just stay out and take a different trade you are more sure of. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I'm going to do with Link. And with saying that, 1.51. If this was a Fibonacci level, it would make so much more sense to me. It would seriously make so much sense to me if this was a Fibonacci level. $78.6. This is the one that makes sense. This one makes sense. Right? This made sense. This, so 70, and it dropped below it. So 78.6. So 1.34 is where I would get in. Yeah, that's what I would do for Link. So yeah, we have Link. Save this. So now we have a bunch of charts. Get rid of my Link. Get rid of my other Link chart that I had out here. Don't need that. What's this? I don't know what this one is. Chainlink USDT. I don't think this was anything. I don't think I had anything on here. I'm just checking. Yeah, nothing is on here, so I'm going to cancel this. Cancel this. Yeah. So now we have the USDT market scan. We have Bitcoin. We have Ethereum. It's on the weekly. Bitcoin. We have Ethereum. We have XRP. We have Link. And I forgot to add an alert. Yeah. All right, so load this a little bit. A little bit like that. Oh, this should be red, actually. All right, Link, check, done. All right, so next one up is Litecoin. Litecoin. Here's Litecoin. Such a piece of crap. Get rid of my Link. Get rid of Link. Litecoin. Where's Litecoin? I'm just gonna. What did I say? What did I say for Litecoin previously? I said looks like $26 is the next stop for Litecoin, and that was last week. And now we're down a lot. So let me see if I have a Litecoin chart. Oh, that's what my Litecoin chart is. This is my Litecoin chart. All right, so here is my Litecoin chart. So I have to redo this now. I have to put it in my USDT market scan layout. So this is what I had, and basically looks like I went from the weekly, or did I do the month? This is the monthly. No, I did the weekly, or maybe this is the daily. Just making sure what my Fibonacci is right now. No. Okay, so weekly Fibonacci levels. This was Litecoin. First things first. On the monthly, it's the monthly high. So, and I have Litecoin crossing 219. Get to macro resistance. Macro monthly resistance and 61.8% of macro structure sell. I'm gonna leave this open-ended because who knows when it's gonna come back up here. So if that's a 61.8, excuse me, then that must mean that excuse me. How did I get the 61.8? Not totally sure. Bring this down here. Like, this is the 61.8 right here. This is the 50%. So I'm gonna say coming into 50%. Structure, I'm gonna say coming into 50% structure. So I have this. It's definitely a monthly. It's definitely a monthly thing right here. If we go on the weekly though, the weekly. Oh, I always forget. I keep on forgetting. Like, does that make sense? Which one makes sense? Which one makes more sense? This one makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, so this one makes sense. So I actually don't want to do that. I want to take it from here to here. This makes a lot more sense because you can see I did the Fibonacci from this point to this point, and 61.8, boom, 38.6, boom, 78.6, boom. So you know, it's just, or 38.2, boom. So it makes a lot more sense. So I'm going to take it from this structure down here, top to the bottom. I'm going to look for 38.2. Yeah, see, wow. So this was the 38.2, and this is exactly why it's had the resistance at 136. So now that we had that, now the question is this structure still intact? Is this still the Fibonacci, or do you now take the Fibonacci from this level and take this to wherever it lands? Well, you will do that eventually, but right now I'm still sticking with this. So this is the 61.8. So that's where the 61.8 came in. I get it. I understand now. 61.8. All right. So we have this, and because this is 61.8, this is where I would want to sell. So I would have this be a resistance area for sure. and it is some resistance. You can see support, resistance, so there's all of this going on, right? 50% does have some, but I'm gonna let that go. See if there's anything else. 25 cents down here. So I forgot to put the supports. So let's put the support down here. Actually, 22 cents is where most of the support is. So, but I would probably get in at 25. So it really depends, like what hits first. Ethereum hitting 106 or Litecoin hitting 25 cents. I would not go all into Litecoin the same way that I would go all in to Ethereum. I would probably put half my stack. If it gets there. If it gets there, I will put in I'll put in 25% of my portfolio into Litecoin, because the bounce is so it's incredibly likely. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So here's Litecoin. We have all of this set. $36 is definitely going to be a big place, but you know, 26 is where it's at. So buying opportunity, buy at 26. I'm gonna say. Yeah, that's pretty much Litecoin in a nutshell. I guess 79 is like an intraday level, so whatever, we'll put that. It's not. This is another level, so that is Litecoin. USDT markets, Litecoin. Yeah. So I have less things on my new one than I have on this one. Do I have 145 area? 136? I have the 136 area around here. Yeah. This is really the biggest area. And then there's this area. And that's about it. So, save this. Get rid of my Litecoin charts. Don't need, or Litecoin layout, I guess. Don't really need that anymore, so. Okay. All right. Cleaning up house. Now we have Litecoin. EOS comes up next. This was my EOS chart that I made. sort of annoying. I have to like redo everything, but whatever. So now we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. This is so easy now. Now that I understand. Now that we have all of these in our watch list, and this is just really going to make things so much easier for everyone, like incredibly easier. So now we're at EOS, right? So this was the EOS chart before. So let's just do it. Let's figure this one out. For EOS, we could do the weekly because, well, there's no need to do the monthly when we could fit everything into it on the weekly, right? So let's just see if there's moving average. And also, I want to see where where some of the indicators are. It's very oversold right now. Very oversold. But I want this weekly. I just want this weekly to just tap. That would be the most ideal thing. If this weekly would just tap. This is a big resistance. So, big resistance. Huge resistance level right here. Make this red. Make this red. Alert. Coming into huge resistance. Sell here. Gonna sell up there. Alright, EOS. Bring this back up. Still recording, right? Yeah, it's still recording. Basically, this is the low. I mean, shit. This is like, that's pretty much it. More confluence with the VPVR right here as well. And the fact that things are getting very oversold. This is going to be a buy area. This is where I will buy right here. Yeah, and then by the time it gets down there, things will be oversold. And we'll also get... this looks like it could be... Yeah, I think that's a good area. So support here. What is this? Coming to the lowest low. Oh, so this is the lowest low down here. So should probably also put it down here. I don't know if it's gonna get there. You know, if it gets all the way down there, that's pretty crazy. Definitely. But it's coming to the support area, that's for sure. It's definitely for sure coming to the support area. So make a little add alert here. Coming into support area. Good buying opportunity. Alright, create this. And I think 1.9, you know. Let's see if I have anything else up here. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. From here to here. Forming a... I mean, I guess I could do the wicks. Yeah, so it's forming a descending triangle. So you get in here on the bounce, right? The first bounce is the most likely. And then I'd probably get out right there. So just given the market sentiment. So this is going to be my trade. This might actually even end up being my first trade in the crypto report. I mean, in my $1,000 to $1 million challenge. Because it's getting pretty close. It's getting pretty close, right? So this is going to be my trade. Get in around here. There's probably a lot of liquidity down here. So I wouldn't have a stop loss set, but I would have alerts set to see, and I would just check on the daily to see if it closes, you know, if it closes or not, below this previous, you know, support lowest low right here. This would be where my stop loss would be, so I'd put that like right there. And if it closes, then I will get out, but if it just wicks down there, then I will stay. So I think what I'll do is I wish I could fit all of this into my screen right now, but I can't. I can do it on 3-day though. Pretty much all on 3-day, right? Yeah. Yeah, so that works really well like this. If this was a little bit lower, it would be helpful. Right? So this would be my trade, really. 36%, not bad, you know. It's actually really good. So why would I take my profit there though? Because it would be at the resistance. It would be underneath, like underneath this resistance basically. Right? So put this over here. Yeah. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this, I'm going to put this into 3 commas, see if it hits. And then if it hits 1.96, then I will, you know, get into my trade. So let me put 1.96 and I'll say got into EOS. I'll create this. And I'm gonna go put that into 3 commas and then I will get back. Okay, so what I actually decided to do was instead of just doing one buy-in at that level, I am doing 3 buy-ins. So I'm stacking my orders 25% here, 50% here, and 25% here. And I have my take profit, you know, up here for all of them. Although I might end up lowering that down the road, but this is what I did. I put everything into 3 commas and updated the group. And I have alerts on these 3 lines. So if the price hits them, I will know, you know, stack 1 buy order got put in, stack 2 buy order got put in, stack 3 buy order got put in, you know, stuff like that. So that's EOS. Let's just see if there's anything else we could add. Well, we need to add the resistance levels because right now we only have this resistance, and that's not, well, that might be enough, but let's see what else we have here. It's a pretty big resistance level. So there's definitely going to be a lot of volatility coming around here. So I'll just put this, you know, here because you know that there's going to be a lot of volatility. And bring this down. I also have one at 4.53. Why do I oh, well, that makes sense. 4.53 is right here. Look at all of this support, the major support area, major resistance, and then broke through, and then has nice support here. So this is, and then a lot of resistance here. So this is definitely going to be a big resistance area right here. So I'm going to make an alert and just say big resistance area coming up. I'm going to make this one open-ended because I don't know when I don't know when this is going to hit. So we have EOS at this point, and yeah, it's looking like it's it's going to be good. So USDT market scan, check. EOS, check. Yeah, that's pretty much it. 1.9. What is... I'm trying to think what this is. This is down here. 40 something cents. Yeah, okay, so that's what this is. Oh, that's what this is down here. There's a lot of colors, so a lot of lines. So I just got a little messed up there. But yeah, that's that. So we have EOS. Now let's go on to XLM. And we could even get rid of this EOS chart. Sort of don't want to. Just gonna leave this. So now we have XLM. This is the XLM chart that I drew previously. Such a crappy, such a terrible, terrible chart, you know. So what can we see here? You can see clear support resistance level right there. Let's bring us down to 3 days so it matches. There you go. Yeah, so resistance, support, and then turn to resistance, right? And then it couldn't even touch the resistance. That's how bad it was. So we'll bring this from here to here. This will be our big resistance level. So I'll just say alert. Coming into major resistance sell. I'll have this one be open-ended because who knows if it's ever gonna come back up to that level, you know? And make this red. Alright, so we have that. What else can we see from this chart? Well, we had this right here. Looked like it was forming triangle and just broke down super early. What else do we have? Well, this is the infinity resistance. So maybe just make this red. And yeah. Interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna add an alert on this line. I'm gonna say hitting the infinity resistance. Take a look. Create. So now we have this. You know, I don't really like it to be red, to be honest. I like white. And then I'll just create this to be let's create this. There you go. Otherwise it's just continuing to be crap. So we have XLM. What did we say last time for XLM? It's crap, right? Yeah, so I don't want to put XLM. I don't want to have like these charts on the crypto reports. I just want to put up charts. I just want to put up charts that look interesting, you know? So I'm gonna get rid of that because XLM, I just don't even want to touch it, you know? It's just disgusting. It's terrible. It's so bad. So let me just get rid of this because this is XLM macro, which I don't need that. So XLM macro chart, cancel. Delete that chart. So there's no more XLM macro charts. What happens when you delete the chart or the layout on the layout itself? Does it just go to unnamed at that point? We're about to find out. It goes, no, it just goes back to the one that you had on before. So here we go. Let me get rid of that. No need for that. So at this point, Bitcoin is covered. What the heck? Why was this blue? Why is this blue? I don't want it to be. I just want a white one. Alright, so Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Link, which has been, Link was the only one that was interesting. And then there's EOS, which is coming to be interesting. And then there's XLM. And then there's LOOM. So now we are at LOOM. The infamous LOOM. AKA sorry, I'm choking. Wow. So here is LOOM. What's going on with LOOM? Bring it to the weekly. What do we see here? Ow! We see major resistance level right here. Here we go. This whole area. Major resistance. I have an alert set right here. What does this say? About to touch major / macro resistance. Sell. Okay, I will sell. This also looks like a pretty big resistance area as well. So I'll put this as another resistance because there was lots of supports and then resistance couldn't break through. So lots of wicks. So going to add another alert here, and I'll say coming into major resistance area, sell. Create. Do we have any type of indicators on here? 200 moving average. Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, this is pretty much, let's check the indicators. Let's check a couple of things. It's an interesting chart. It's like, is this the bottom? Is this actually the bottom? Well, we did get the highest amount of volume we've ever gotten. It's good, and it was green. So, this does make me feel confident in this coin right now. So, if you want to play that, you could. Could do this. Could do this. I'm just gonna wait until this comes down. Set an alert for the Stoch RSI. And I'll say once the Stoch RSI, I'm gonna on the daily looks. I'm gonna say look at. Say take a look. I'm just gonna see if the Stoch RSI comes down here again, because when it reaches this level, it does tend to come up. If this was a spring, if this was a fake out to spring and a continuation, then we could see a lot of continuation, right? So this was the first resistance. First time the resistance was touched. Obviously going to be a big point. If it could, this is what I'll say. I'll say touching the resistance again. If it busts through, can try to get in on a retest. You'll do that. So if it comes up here, bust through here, I could try to get in on the retest. Otherwise, it could come down here, get in down here, and this is actually this could be a good level, a good area to get in right here. Yeah, I could see this being a good area right here with a stop loss right there. Gosh, it's just so... It's just... There's so much room, you know? So much room. But if this really was... If you look at this and you say, like, this really was the breakout, then it's a good play. So I could think that this would be a good play, especially if this is the 61.8, because then you can simply raise your stop up to break even if it bounces and comes up here. So it would be a risk-free trade if that works. This is the 61.8. Go to the daily. Get in right there. Previous resistance, turn support. So I don't see why not. This would probably be what I would do. Conservatively, I would take my profits here. So that's what I'll do. I like doing that. But the other thing is, 78.6 is usually where it hits on these areas. So it's like, damn, you know? It's a tough one. You don't need the stop to be all the way down there, to be honest. If this was true, if this was truly a spring, then it would not go down. It would not go all the way back down there. So my thesis is that what happened is that it came all the way down here. There was a fake breakdown for that last bit of liquidity, and then it surged up, and now it's on its 5-wave structure up. If that's the case, then I would get in at the 61.8. I would have my stop below the 78.6. And I would have my take profit at the previous resistance levels right there. Once the price hits the 38.2, I would take a quarter of my profits right here. I would take a quarter percent of my profits right there. And then I would, so at not 8%, at around 16%, I would take a quarter percent of my profits, and then you could even technically have your stop right here. Yeah. No, I like it there. So that's what I'll do. I'll say take 25% of profits at 38.2, 0.03. Yeah. That's going to be my play. So I'm going to put this into trading view. I mean into put this into 3 commas for my, yeah, say LOOM 61.8%, hopeful rebound, hopeful bottom. I'm going to say the weekly had the most volume ever. It was green, high volume with green candles, usually indicates a continuation pattern / possible beginning of an uptrend. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I have LOOM. And I'm going to upload this to my course. I don't need this. Get out of here. Right? Copy. So let me go do that, and I will be right back. Okay, and actually one thing I forgot to do was to add this resistance line for BAT. So that's where I would take profits if I got in here. You know, I would take profits at the right below the resistance line, and you know, at the previous support and previous resistant levels. So I got everything set up for BAT. That's all put into the I guess, is it put into the crypto report? I put it into the VIP BAT. So currently at the lower end of the range, buying opportunities coming out, look for entry as support, and then get out whenever. Let me just get rid of that. Yeah, that's basically my game plan for BAT. I guess I'll, you know, capture this picture, go in here, because this is slightly older, so I'll put a new picture. Got BAT right there. And there you go. Okay, so now we got BAT. Next up on our list is 0x, ZRX. What did I have for ZRX previously? Came up, hit the resistance level, then will most likely fall back down. Yep, came up, hit the resistance level, and then fell back down. That's literally exactly what happened. So, what I'm looking for, what I could look for with 0x, because this is an interesting graph, for sure. Just looking at this, support, 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 resistance, 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 and then we got the break. So the question is this the true break? Is this all that we're gonna get, or is this a true break where it's gonna continue on upward and start the next cycle? Like, this is a really sort of like a really important time that BAT's in, because it's either like I don't expect it to. Something's telling me like I just don't expect it to, but we did get a crazy amount of volume, and last time we got that much volume was right here, and it did come up, it got to the resistance level, and then it broke down. So this is similar to LOOM in that if this is a true breakout, well, then we will bust through this level right here. So if it is, what we could do is take the Fibonacci from the bottom to the top, and get in at the, see, this is, I don't like how there's no, like, where's the 61, like, why is the 61.8? Okay, so there you go. There's the, comes up 38.2, has stops, minor support, and then comes down, hits the 61.8, moves up. So if this truly is good area, we could see 1, 2, 3. You could see it either come down to the 61.8 or the 78.6. Two areas of interest here. Obviously, there's this one. And then there is this one as well. So it's like, well, which one would you rather... Which one would you rather get into? Obviously, this is much more conservative, and this is much more aggressive. Are you going to go for the double bounce, or are you going to go for the 78.6? I think I'll go for the 78.6 on this one. And check some indicators as well. So yeah, there's still a lot of room to go down on the daily. Which makes me think that the 78.6 is where it's going to land. We're not oversold on the RSI or anything like that. We might get a bounce on the 4 hour on 0x though. That's the only concern I have, is if there's a bounce on the 4 hour moving average. So there's not enough data on the daily to know where the moving average is, but oh, never mind, there is. It's right up here. Oh, look. Got rejected right at the moving average. So I sort of want to just get in here, because we'll have this level and we'll have the moving average. So I'm changing my bias, and I'm going to create a trade right here. I'm gonna have it be like this. If we fall below the moving average, then it simply won't be a good trade. However, yeah, I have a feeling we're gonna get a lot of wicks into this area. So what I would do is I would put half right here, and I'd put half right here at 17.15. So these are two separate trades, but it's a stack. They're stacked, right? So put 50% in there, 50% in there. And when I say 50%, I'm not talking about the entire portfolio. I'm talking about just whatever the risk, your risk management would be, your proper position sizing and stuff. So I feel like this is just too high, though. I really feel like it's just going to bounce and then hit this level and then come back down for another like retest forma thing and then drop down here. So I feel like it's going to come down here, bounce, hit here, come back down, drop, hit here, and then move up. So that's what I'm going to play. I'm going to play this. Yeah, this looks like a solid play to me. Here we go. Well, this is short term though. See this, and this is my long term. Long term, it looks like see, it's like that's what. See, this has a lot of. This is very heavy breakout, right? It's a very heavy breakout. So, same thing as Loom, you know. And it's the same question: is this now in a consolidation area, or is this an actual breakout of this giant, like really long resistance? I'm not entirely confident in the market right now, but it doesn't seem too bad. Like, this would be my second. If those don't work out, if those trades don't work out, this would be my second trade right here, you know? Something like that. Just because it makes a lot of sense. Something tells me that this isn't. That this isn't going to get a nice bounce right here. Or that it's not, it like. This bet seems a lot safer. Is all I'm saying. So maybe. This could be bet one. I'll have this also be. I don't even know if we're going to get this 12% on here, to be honest. It just seems a little. It just seems a little forced. I would not put a lot of money on this trade. I'd put very little, like. In fact, I would probably just take 5% on this trade. Yeah, I don't think this is the bottom. I don't think this is like, I just don't think that this is the bottom, you know? Like it had that breakout, but like I just don't see it running like crazy. I just don't. You have to keep in mind the entire sentiment of the market, you know? Yeah, that last trade, forget that last trade. That's not even, it's not even a thing. Not even about it. Yeah, sentiment. It's sentiment's just not good. So these are my actual trades. I'm gonna say like, not sure if the breakout of a multi-month wedge is the start of a new move up or if it's just a short-lived rally. I'm going to be more conservative and I'll take trades, but I'm going to take my profits early. And so those are my trades. Okay, so now we have 0x or ZRX. The next up on the list is XTZ. XTZ is looking really interesting. Right now it looks like it's, you know, sort of forming a bull flag type situation or a consolidation before going down again. However, here's the thing. Yeah, let's get as much information as we can on here, you know? So, let's do our thing. Start with the monthly on XTZ. This is the, this is the all-time high. So, gonna put that there. This is the all-time low. Gonna put that there. And then it sort of just came up, and it's almost been in this multi-month bear flag situation. So usually, well, bear flag slash sort of descending triangle situation here. There's, you know, you could find more information on the weekly chart because it's still so new or relatively new. And, you know, to be honest, I'm pretty sure XTZ has been around for a lot longer, but it's just, this is Kraken, this is Bitfinex, Coinbase. Coinbase is brand new. Yeah, so Huobi, so XTZ has only recently been listed on most of these exchanges, right? So this is one reason why I'm looking at it right now, is because if you look at it, you could see that it was just listed on Binance, and it, you know, was red, and now it may be starting to be green because we had a lot of buys here. So that's what makes it interesting. But obviously Binance doesn't have the length that we want it. So I'm just trying to see, is there any other exchange on here that like has been around for a while? Wow, okay. Well, I guess hit BTC is where it's always been. Is it the same price though? It's here it is on hit BTC, and this is it on Tether on Binance. This is it, same thing, Tether on Binance. So maybe Bitfinex was the one that I was using, but still Bitfinex only has this much charts. However, it is 0.89, yeah, 0.892, 0.872. So it's close enough. So I guess I'll be using this chart because this just has the most information, even though it's on hit BTC. So let me add to watch list and bring it up. So we finally got the XTZ chart from hit BTC in here, and this is the in comparison to the one from Bitfinex. You could see 31 cents was the low, and over here, I mean, they're so similar. Here, 33 cents was the low. So they're slightly off. Excuse me, they're slightly off, like but it's sort of what you have to deal with. February 2019. Sorry, I keep on doing that. February 2019. Yeah, this was the low. This was. It's like this chart is what is shown right here. See what I'm saying? So this chart has so much more information. I'm really surprised at how Tezos is not doing better. Like, Tezos should be doing better. But regardless, we have the monthly on here versus the monthly on here. So I guess I'm... Okay, so September 1st, 2018. September 1st, 2018. So that one started right here, but this one goes all the way back to 2017. So I'm just going to use it. All right, so what do we have? Monthly. Wow, what the hell? Look at that. Tezos went up so much. If you would have invested into Tezos, 2,500, not as much as XRP or anything like that, so probably not even really that much. But this is the monthly. We'll bring it down to the weekly because there's less information, right? So this is the weekly resistance right here. Yeah, this area. Make this red. This is the accumulation phase right here. I think it's just from right now, it's like looking at it, I think it's going to come down into the accumulation phase again. So I'm going to make this green. Okay. Now it's like where are we? We got a double top right here, and really we topped out here, resistance, resistance, resistance. So, and then there was some support right here. This is big resistance. So I'm going to put a little alert. I'm going to say coming into resistance. Down here, I'm going to put an alert and I'm going to say coming into support. Buying opportunity. Buying opportunity. Great. So now I have an alert in right here. I have an alert in right here. XTZ Mac. I don't need this chart anymore. Sort of pointless. Get rid of that. Going on more of an intraday type situation. Firstly, where was the 200 MA? It's not enough data. It's not enough data to have the 200. So let's look at the indicators, because I thought I saw something. See, if this was a fucking, if this right here was just a little bit higher, I would immediately go into it, because we'd have a bullish divergence on the MACD. But this is the same exact, this is literally the same exact price, and this is the same exact price. So it's not a bullish divergence, it's just whatever it is, you know. This right here was a bullish divergence, you could see from like right here to like right here. So I would have gotten in like right there. Anyway, going down onto the daily, it looks like the RSI wants to come back down and roll back over and get into the oversold territory. So I think I might wait for that. It had a nice little bounce off of this previous support. So it was resistance, and then it was some support, and then some support, and then some support, and there was some support. So this is the fourth time it hit. It's not, I don't know, it just doesn't really look amazing. If you want to put this on here, it's pretty much where you would put it. It's intraday. So I'm going to do a dashed line. The reason why I thought that this was very interesting was because it came down and it broke through the support, and it closed below the support, and then it busted up through the support again, aka busted up through the new resistance. And now, and when it does that, sometimes when there's a support and it busts through the support and it busts back up immediately through the resistance, that's a bullish signal, right? It just doesn't seem super bullish anymore, but I suppose this is a trade. You could technically try to trade this right here, but you're stopped below the previous lows and just try to get in on this sort of retest type situation. Although at this point, this is sort of the lows. These are the lows right here. So I'm looking at it, you know, I'm looking at it. But it's really like, this is literally what it is. I wonder if that's the 50% mark. Let's check. Let's check the Fibonacci. It's not the 50%, it's a 61.8. So that's why it bounced. See, this would have been the best area right here. This reminds me a little bit of Link, to be honest, because Link came down, it went up right before the 200-day moving average, and then it came back down, hit it, and then started to go back up again. If you remember, This is Link. It came down, went right above the 200 MA moving average daily, came up, and then came back down and started to move up again. It's a little bit of a different. It's a little bit of a different situation. But if you want to take this fractal and put it into Link, technically speaking, you could get in right over here. And this is where I was going to get in anyway. Wow. Okay, so all of this makes sense. Anyway, let's go back to XTZ. This is XTZ right here. So I feel like 1, 2, 3. I feel like all of these touches, really 4 touches at this point, is too much. I would not get in. So I'm not really looking to get in here. The next place that I would get in would be here, 78.6. Confluence with this level right here. And yeah, lots of confluence for the 78.6. So that's where I would get in right here. And I would do this is, yeah, it's pretty much. Ooh, look at that. Literally goes all the way back there. Lots of all of this support right here, so this is the level to get into, in my opinion. It's right here. Jeez, look at this graph. Yeah, let's just get rid of this, to be honest. Yeah, let me put in an alert here, or what I'll do is I'll just put this right here, and I'll say, you know, get in right there, 663, and where would I stop? I'd be really worried about some type of scam wick, but yeah, I'd probably do something like that. Yeah, and then the 23.6 would be lining up with the previous supports, so that would make sense. So this is Tezos right here, and maybe I could fit more into this screen on the 3-day. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. 663. 8. Seems about right to me. Alright, so this is going to be my trade for Tezos. I will capture and put this in here. Excuse me, not in here. I put it in here. XTZ. I'm gonna say hitting the support for the 4th time does not give me confidence. I expect a drop, a frop, a drop to the 78.6% fib retracement. Cut that out. Load up the chart, and this is around 663, around 66.663. Would take profit around the 23.6% fib at around 0.831, 0.832. Alright, so now we have Tezos. Yeah, that looks about right. Publish. Gonna put this into my my VIP group. Alright, so I just loaded XTZ into the watch list for the members, and now we're on to ALGO. It's coin number 13 in today's video. So what we're doing is ALGO is so new that really you could actually just start on the on the daily, and that's pretty much it. So I think the obvious thing that I see right here is this. Well, actually, now it's not so obvious. It was this situation right here. This is definitely something that was coming off of the EMAs, but maybe if we use the EMAs, we could pull it up. So yeah, it just continually gets rejected off of the 9 EMA, I believe that's what this is. The one is red. First one is red. And the second one I put is yellow. I like red, yellow, green for EMA. 1326, right? And then we have 200 as the white, which is not available yet. So it just kept on getting rejected off of the 13 EMA. It's at the 13 EMA now. Plus, this is the lowest bar in the VPVR. So it's not looking likely that it will rise above this level right here. It's, I mean, the only good thing is that it crossed over this infinite resistance, but now it just went into a downward turn. So, you know, it looks like it's picking up volume, and it looks like it's picking up some steam. So it's possible, you know. Let's just check if there's any type of indicators that we could use to figure this out. Alright, well, this is coming up, so this is okay. Let's go down to the 4 hour and check it. 4 hours is about to turn down though, so it's not really anything clear on this. Do have this resistance area right here, so I'll just mark that off. So there's clear resistance. Looks like on the 4 hour just got this cross, so let's put this in here. I mean, this would be the level. Here's a play. Here's a play. So we have this right here. So we got the triangle, the ascending triangle. It broke out, and we could simply just look for a retest of this triangle with some further upside. So the retest would be right here. I mean, technically it's even down here, you know, it's sort of right around here. So you could put your buy order in right here, and this falls on this falls basically on the EMAs, which was the resistance, and now it's support. It falls on the horizontal support, which is the most important, the top of the triangle, of the ascending triangle, and it falls on this line. So there's 3 confluences, plus there's a little bit of confluence right here as well. So yeah, this looks like a pretty good trade setup to me. Doesn't look bad. So I would simply do this. Wow. Who would have thought? ALGO. And what I'll do is I'll simply at 211, so I'll add an alert at 211, and I'll say entered trade. This might be my first trade on my $1,000 to $1 million challenge. So where would we take our profit? Our invalidation level if it falls underneath these support levels, all these 3 support levels. That's invalidation. So I'll have it right there, and that makes sense to me. And then for my take profit, there's a few different ways, to gather how you should take your profit. This might be where you want to do it. So I'll take profit right there. And yeah, that's a really nice trade. 2.22 reward to risk ratio. I'm only risking you know, well, I only have my stop is at 8.5, so it's not terribly far away. Yeah, I gotta say, I do sort of like this. I do sort of like this trade, and I'm comfortable with this. So let's see if this can work out, because this will give enough time for the RSI to come up and get into the oversold territory. I mean, overbought right here at the take profit, and it'll give enough time for this to do a little M. And all right, let's try this out. So I'll simply, let's just make sure on the daily, and you know, there's nothing else. Well, it's not terrible, because on the daily we had a nice long consolidation and a drop, and now it's probably on its way back up to test, you know, the previous support. It hasn't really had one of those. Yeah, this was the last one when it dropped over here, but it was different. It was different than this drop. So before it dropped, and then it just sort of dwindled down and had a couple days and just dwindled down and shorter. But this one, it dropped, and then it stayed. Like, it didn't dwindle down. Like here, there was still a negative downward momentum. Here, it was just pure sideways movement, right? So let's give this a shot. It's the 4-hour. See where it takes us. See if we could get our entry at the retest of the breakout. Look for the retest, and then look for a nice little 18-19% gain. Oops. There you go. Publish. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it into my VIP membership area, and then put the trade into my my course. One thing I want to say is I'm changing this from 0.251 to 0.249. I just prefer numbers before, like round numbers, or numbers like 50 or 250 or 500 or whatever. All right, so that's ALGO. Gonna save this. PCH. And you know what? Let me put ALGO into the. Let me put ALGO in here. Currently price broke above. you go. Short-term trade setup presented itself. Currently price broke above. Or I guess you could say broke out of an ascending triangle. Look to get in on the retest. Just want to make sure all of this gets capture. Oops. Put my picture in here. There you go, the picture's in there now. Now we can move on to the next one, which is BCH. Not looking good at all. I really do not like this coin. I would just say this is the only area to get in. If you're gonna try. $73. That's where I would get in on Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash Connect. I don't even want to chart this, you know? I don't even want to like there you go. That's basically all that we have for Bitcoin Cash. Civic. Civic is also on Coinbase. So what do we have for Civic? Civic is in a terrible, terrible downtrend. What did we say for Civic last time? Currently in price discovery, not tradable. Yeah, this isn't even like it's not even just lower lows. So I'll just put that here. Yeah, save that. And I could delete, sorry, I could delete this because there's not really any need for it. Actually, I don't want to actually delete it. How does Dash look? Dash was a project that I thought was... Actually, I never actually thought it was going to do super well, to be honest. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Look at this. Dash coming into its all-time lows. Dash about to get its all-time low on. Jeez. Jeez. definitely about to reach all-time low. Buying opportunity. In fact, I'm gonna buy it. I'm going to create a little something like that. Yeah. That's it. That's it, man. You just gotta imagine, though, if this thing... Because all of these people who bought here, they bought here and it went up, but then the next week it dumped. So all these people who bought, they're still underwater. They're underwater now, so they're gonna want to sell as soon. So there's gonna be a lot of selling pressure on the way up, but still, all-time lows. You know, you gotta at least give it a shot. You gotta at least give this a shot. See if there's any. See if there's any indicators on here. It's pretty oversold. It might get to the... Yeah. I feel like this should actually be a little bit lower. But... Guess we're just going to keep it. I mean, it's coming... Where's Dash? Do I not have Dash on here? That's weird. I wonder why I don't have Dash. Anyway, I guess I will... Guess I will make Dash. I don't know what that was. This is Dash. Here's Dash. Put in the VIP. All right, and I just edited this video and I realized it's almost 3 hours long, so I'm just gonna cut it short here. And what I'll do is, I mean, we got like 5 or 6 trading opportunities, you know, set up in the VIP. So I'm gonna cut it off here at dash, because we just did dash, and then tomorrow, you know, I'll just keep on going through the coins, and yeah, every day I'll just keep on going through the coins. And what I'll do is what I'll probably do is I'll just look real quickly, like 4 coins that have like some type of potential that I could see, right? And after I get all of these coins actually listed, I mean not listed, but actually charted within this, you know, USDT market scan, then it's going to be so easy because I could just simply go through them one by one like this, and just go down the list and, you know, create trades for you guys. And then the other thing that I could do is go into the trading room app's price action scanner, and you know, we can see, comparing the price action scanner setups to this type of, you know, scan, how that works. You'll get more insight into the price action scanner and how that works. But firstly, what I want to do is I just want to mark out the absolute key levels, like the super obvious levels for this. And yeah, speaking about that, I think that wraps it up. Doc looks real good. Something's going on with Doc, and I'm sure there are others. So I'm gonna look for the others, and I'll see you in the next video. I hope you learned something. Remember, you can always go over to cryptolete.com and sign up for the course and the VIP. You get the full crypto mastery course with over 40 hours of video on how to trade, how to do technical analysis, what RSI, MACD, moving averages, Fibonacci, you know, hours and hours and hours of videos over at cryptolete.com. And these were the trades we've had just a couple weeks ago, and obviously we're just, you know, killing it. If you saw, we got into LOOM, which did very, very well while Bitcoin crashed. And so read through all these testimonials, read through you know, all this stuff, and if you want to sign up, be part of the crew, you're good to go. I'll see you in the next video. All right, later.